So Brian's got a great question here in the chat. He's
Yeah.
asking about if you can talk a bit about scaling metrics and when the operator scales the Kafka cluster and how long the scaling operation typically takes.
Yeah. So scaling is a really interesting question, especially for data services, because you need to not only like run a new instance, but if that instance doesn't have any data on it, then it's kind of useless. It's just sitting there idle. So you actually need to move the data around too. And so this is something that I think we've got a pretty special and pretty unique in the Confluent Kafka operator that that isn't kind of out there in the wild. So with the w- so let's talk about those two pieces. So with the Confluent operator, we're actually we're gonna soon launch kind of the next version of the operator as part of our next major Confluent platform release.
Oh,
Should be
nice.
in a month or so. And in that, and I've already kind of demoed this, so I don't think I'm kind of going over my skis saying this, but
Cool.
you can scale up your brokers pretty instantaneously. You can what we're adding the ability to say, to go from saying like 6 brokers to 20 brokers, let's say, and they'll all come up in parallel. And what I've seen on like my GK environments, they take about 2 to 3 minutes each,
Hmm.
but it's in parallel. So rather than 2 to 3, times 10, it's just 2 to 3 minutes. So
Oh,
between
that's
like the
sweet.
JVM starting up and then the process is starting up and connecting to Zookeeper and all that kind of thing, uh, it's it's pretty good. I think the dream would be like they're just up, 10 seconds or something like that. But 2 to 3 minutes, I think, is pretty good. Um, and then we've added something to the Confluent sort of Kafka stack called self-balancing, where once you have these new brokers, we will actually automatically rebalance the data from your original brokers onto the new ones, and so uh,
Oh, that's interesting.
it kind of does what it says, right? Now, how long that takes is, um, I would say it's tunable, but really, actually, you shouldn't tune it and you shouldn't worry about it. Like it's a complex algorithm that I don't know how it fully works, but it's looking at the like topology of where's the data, and then it's computing a plan of like what's the most efficient way to move data around that um, ensures availability, doesn't put too much network pressure on there, and it'll just keep doing this. So um, it's more it will kind of continually keep the data in an as balanced state as possible.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and I'd love to hear more about this new operator that's coming out. Maybe if we have a bit more time, or we'll have you on next time once it's out and you can show us all the goods.